Hi guys, and welcome back for another episode of Man's Glory, where we keep it real biblical. And this week's topic is about overcoming temptation. How God is your strength and weakness. So we're gonna let Rita take it, start it off today.
Okay.
See what she know about some temptation.
Babe, I know a lot about temptation. Anywho, what I do know is temptation is hell on wheels if you're not following Christ. What that means is, because if your mind is not focused on the word or afraid that if I slip to the left, I'm end up in hell, you'll do anything. And so therefore, the best way that I know how to deal with temptation is concentrating on the word. Looking within me. What is it within me? Or just we'll say if I had a weakness. We go back to my husband. He says all the time in the pulpit that he was a whoremonger, a cheater, and a liar, and all that.
Whoremonger.
What did I say?
Whoremonger.
Country, whoremonger. Whoremonger. Okay, let me say it correctly, okay? But anywho, without God's word, we will do anything. And I remember, let me see, I don't know how many years ago, but I was in a store and this guy approached me and I'm like, well, I'm married. He like, ain't what that mean?
She don't even know what hand her wedding ring on.
And he like, what that mean? Well, I'm like, what do you mean what that mean? And he like, well, so am I, so what? So it depends on you and how strong you are and what you believe in. But don't get on me, Reese's, get down.
So Rita and I are two different ages, clearly, because she is my mother, and that's two completely different generations, right? So, and she told y'all earlier that I like to listen to podcasts and I like to read, I like to do a lot of research, and some of the people that pop up on my TikTok when it comes to church things, some of them I swipe away because everybody does not have the same belief or same understanding. But there were, is that their TikTok? I don't know. But somebody spoke on how they were speaking about temptation and how it's different for everybody. And so I have a friend girl, and like I told her, your struggle may not be my struggle. And it's just so funny to me because today in church, that's what they were talking about in church. How he said he had a problem when he tried. He didn't curse well, but he tried it. And he definitely had a problem with whoremonger. Don't like taking nothing from nobody, this and the third. And so, like he said, it's not your job to be worried about what the next person's struggle is. You should be focused on what yours is, right? And spending more time taking it to God and you and God working on your struggle than concerned with the other person, next person's flaws, sins, or whatever it is. So, and like he said, I can have more than you, or you might have more than me, or whatever the case is. We might have the same ones or different ones. But the point is on there. And so temptation, most times when you hear the word temptation, you think that it's pertaining to sex. Temptation is not always sex. Temptation can be anything that's tempting you to give into something. So, case in point, I used to do all these different challenges. I'm going to go so many days without chocolate. Because anybody know me know chocolate is my kryptonite. Chocolate, ginger ale, chocolate and sodas. I just became somewhat addicted to ginger ale when I stopped drinking sodas. But it used to be when I first said I was gonna stop drinking sodas back in 2022. It used to be when I get around them, I'd be tempted to do, and I'm like, you know what? But I got a weird power thing, and I also it's kind of a pride thing too. Like ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't do something. So it used to be hard for me to be around sodas back then. Now we have church, we'll eat our church and Thursday. There's nothing but sodas. So I'm sitting there either not drinking anything or I'm drinking water. Because don't nobody ever think to get a non-soda drink. We just go buy cases and cases of pop. That's not my temptation anymore. I know for me, I don't allow guys to come to my house after a certain time. Not that I got a temptation, but I don't want you thinking something else going on either. But then also, that's the thing too, like when I'm dating, don't put your mouth on me. Because I don't want you to think it's going to go far off in the net. You ain't finna catch me laying down no couch, no dude, none of the sort. Temptation is temptation, period, point blank, period, right? It ain't just always, it's not just sex.
True.
It can be spending money. I have a shopping problem. My shopping problem is borderline. I need to be in somebody. What's the name? Yeah, but that's Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
So
Shopaholics Anonymous. That's what I need to be in. I've been saying this since like my 3rd or 4th year of college. I've been saying I need to be in somebody's Shopaholics Anonymous class. I mean, group session or whatever. However, what my mother does not know, I have not shopped. I have not purchased things. This is June.
Yes.
I want to say since March.
Yay for you.
Very proud of myself. I haven't been doing anything. I haven't been spending money. And so I get on TikTok. Even when I go to TikTok shop, like my brother send me stuff all the time. Like, oh, we need to get this, or we need to get this, or what about this, or what about that? I add it to my cart. I can't tell you last time I looked at my cart on TikTok. Because TikTok shop had me in a chokehold. I ain't finna lie to you. But anything could be a temptation. So the thing is, though, how do we overcome temptation? Right? How do you overcome temptation? How do you get away from it? Like, what is it? And being that this is what our channel is about, God, man's glory, I can't tell you how to overcome without God, because you can't overcome anything without God.
True.
Like, you need God to help you with everything.
To breathe.
And if I got all these problems going on, I can't just sit up there and say, okay, well, I'm just going to not do this. Because even when I was saying, hey, I'm going to not drink sodas, I'm going to not drink ginger ale, I'm going to not do this, I'm going to not do that, I'm standing at my mouth and I'm challenging myself not to do it, but I had to take that to God. So I was like, all right, God, listen. Drinking all these sodas have become a problem for me now. I need to clear it up. I've never had a UTI. I've never had none of those things, but I didn't want to be addicted to those, right? And that can cause weight problems or diabetes, whatever case it was. So I said, okay, God, I need your help. Keep me focused. That's a daily prayer. I ask God every day to humble me some. Humble my spirit. That's something I need to work on, being more humble. I understand that for me, soften my tone, because I'm aggressive. My personality is aggressive. My personality is loving and coming out, but I know that I am aggressive. I get that from my mom.
True.
My mom is very aggressive, and so am I. And she has no problem telling me that I'm aggressive, but I get that from her. My dad is more of the chill cucumber when it comes to that. However, that man is great.
You don't think your dad aggressive?
If it's like somebody approach him off the street, hey, how you doing? With a smile on his face. Somebody approach you off the street, like, what you walking up with me for? Look at your face. That's what you doing now.
But I'm known for my smile.
And so am I.
Okay.
Personality is contagious, but in all, we're still aggressive. That is what that is. It's an aggressive personality. And so it's the thing. The only way you can overcome temptation, I don't think the only way you can overcome anything is God.
Take it to him.
You got to take it to him. But how you take it to him, First Lady? I don't call her that because she don't like when people say that, and I just think it's funny.
How do you take what to God?
How do you take your problem to God?
Well,
okay,
first,
not just any problem.
Okay.
Like people say, oh Lord, I think I'm finna get my house too. No, we talking about like, okay, I come to you and I say, Mom, I'm battling with what the girl said. I mean, I'm battling with masturbation. Well, we won't be telling her anything.
Come on.
I need help. What I'm supposed to do? First lady, listen.
First of all,
First lady, I need to sit down. Can we have a meeting?
Sure.
First lady, listen. You such a woman of God, First lady. God just bless God. Let's just bless God. How do people do themselves? So First lady, listen. I'm struggling with something. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You're supposed to say, what you struggling with?
What are you struggling with, child?
No. I'm struggling. Listen, First lady. I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay, do please.
I used to be out there.
What do you
in them streets. I'm saying every time a man look at me, I bust these legs up and lay on my back. But look, I have been delivered. Won't God do it?
Yes,
He deliver me every time. But you know what He ain't delivered me from?
What's that?
Masturbation. I'm in this thing every time I get it, First lady. And I'm trying to wait till I get married, but that ain't happening. Lord, I need you to fix it. What am I supposed to do, First lady?
Okay. So now, you say you was in them streets.
I'm out them streets now, but I open my legs for myself.
But we all have sinned and done something in them streets. So now, that matter something in them streets. You know, what it was not laying on your back or shopping.
Selling drugs.
Oh, come on. Let's bring it back. But anyway, child, the first thing that you need to do is give your heart to Christ. You need to come and hear. You have to be taught how.
But God already got my heart. I told you I ain't having sex no more.
But you say you masturbating, so how do you have your heart?
Well, in my mind, I just kind of thought, well, I ain't getting no soul ties. I ain't touching nobody. So that's just being myself.
Okay, but then you are pleasing the flesh, so that's a problem. Because it's a spiritual war. But you got to be taught these things. So you need to come and here to a place where they are.
But how God gonna keep me from masturbating?
How God gonna keep you from masturbating? Okay, first you have to deny self. But you need to come. Let's come to the place to hear somebody teach.
Oh, it's real.
You got to listen. You got to hear, and then you have to apply. Bring a sincere heart to Him.
So that's First Lady response. That ain't my response.
What's your response?
Read say, "Come here." And yeah, you're supposed to tell people, come to church, hear the word. But that's the thing too. I don't tell people to come to church. I don't tell people to go to church. I tell them you need to be in the right church, hearing the right thing. Because just going into a building is not going to get you into heaven. True. Just saying you going to church every Sunday ain't finna get you in heaven. Paying your tithes not finna get you in heaven because the money belong to God anyway. So why you paying all this money? Because it ain't getting you no close to Jesus. If you need to know, I need people to. Or I just say because of my generation, right? We understand too. People need stuff visual. Like I had a young man tell me, well, yeah, we do water baptism, because it's a visual thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
What are you visualizing?
Because you can think about that in your head. You ain't got the fit. But anyway, when it comes to trying to let go, to get over something, right? So Rita said you can come to church and hear. Yeah. You do need to be going to the right church and hearing the right thing. So you can be spiritually fed.
When I ask you to come, you talking to me. So I'm talking you come to where I'm going. I'm not telling you to go to Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right. Okay, great. So that young lady came visit our church one time. She wanted to have a conversation with First Lady. First Lady said, okay, keep coming. Keep listening. Keep hearing the word. Keep hearing the truth. Take it in, absorb it, let it take root. Okay. Then Jazz go get her because Jazz her age. So I'm like, listen. Yeah, you got to come and hear the word, but what you going to do in the meantime, right? Because you can come to Bible study on Thursday, you go to church on Sunday, but how you getting through the rest of the week? First thing, you got to take it one day at a time. One day at a time. That's the first thing. And I'm speaking from personal experience. The first thing I said I was going to stop doing was drinking sodas, right? Then the second, it was, what is it? Oh, I cut off all the guys I was talking to. Junk food. But I'm trying to think like people. I cut off all the guys I was talking to. I get to this phase where when I get bored, I'll be texting 5, 6, 7, 8 guys.
Okay, but we didn't know all this.
Well, is that there now?
Okay.
And so I was just like, you know what? And to me, I was just like, maybe I'm hindering me meeting my husband. Because I really don't want these dudes, but I entertain them every now and then. So I said, I'm going to stop this. So the first thing first was, I don't block people and I don't delete numbers. I just stopped responding. Day one. And because I'm competitive, I know everybody's not competitive, but I'm competitive against myself and I don't compete against myself. So that was my first thing. 1, I stopped doing it. 2, I said my prayer that morning. I asked God to give me focus, concentration, and determination to get through what I need to get through. Once you make it through that first day, you go on to day number 2. It takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to break one. Every day.
Or something?
That's science.
Okay.
It's a hypothesis that was proven.
Because I've heard it before, so that's why I just asked.
It takes 21 days to create a habit, 90 days to break it. At minimum, it's really between 90 and 120 days. It just depends on who the person you are, right? So you got to take it one day at a time. You can't think about, okay, well, next week from now, I can only look at today. Today, I did not have any sodas. I'm doing great. Today, I almost made it without having any chocolate. Now I got a purse full of chocolate. I'm feeling it. But come tomorrow, that'll be another day of no sodas. That put me at 3 years. I haven't had any sodas. We're going on year 4 now. No sodas. I started back on the fast food, so I'm going to let that go. It's a daily mentality, and people think too, okay, just read your Bible. Sometimes just read your Bible not working. Yeah, you got to read your Bible, but in between the time are you reading your Bible, you got to meditate. Meditate means meditating on what you're learning. Applying what you learn. Every time you go to a church service, you should learn something. Right? And that you need to be applying. Now, it may not be whatever it is that was preached on this Sunday. That may not be your struggle, but also you can learn something from it. You got to take it to God. Daily prayer. Praying, I pray multiple times a day. Because it's some stuff that go on. I just like, you know what? I'm just going to let God have it. Because everything you don't have to react to. But I understand people say, you just got to come to church. God going to fix it. But yeah, how does God fix it? It said faith without works. What's the verse? Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Mm-hmm. I have faith that God will bring me out of something, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's say, something I know, profanity. I used to get picked on about me using profanity. They might sound like a little white girl. And I was like, which is crazy to me. I tried it in junior high, it ain't work out, so I left it alone. Tried it in high school, it ain't work out, so I left it alone. They told me I sounded like a white girl. Switched over to private school. They was like, I had the white people telling me I sounded like a white girl trying to curse. Didn't like it. I was like, all right, cool. It got to the point, the only way I would use profanity if you had been made me some type of mad. And it takes a lot to get me here. But I realized somewhere along college, I think around my sophomore year, then I started to use profanity a whole lot more.
Really?
Thought I was cool. I still didn't use it a lot, but it was a whole lot more than I ever did. And then I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me. Plus, I didn't like the way it be. You the preacher's daughter. If I always tell the preacher kid be the worst one. Like, not me. Not me. Not me. Whole time. Cursing. So I was like, all right, cool. I let that go. And I believe in my soul. I had thought in my whole soul that was something I had overcame. This is June. I think it was about in February or March. Something happened. Whenever we went to that dinner. The annual banquet for the city. That night, I was on the phone with the friend guy, and I was telling him what was conspiring and how she know how angry I was when I left. I wasn't angry. I was very disappointed and I was very passionate about what was going on, and I got so heated, and it wasn't even a bad word, but I cursed, and he was like, whoa. I was like, I've never heard. He said, do you curse? I was like, no, and that's when I realized I was I had let it get to me. And that's when I realized too. First of all, I was disappointed in myself because I let a curse word come out. And two, I thought I was over it. So that was the biggest disappointment, right? So now what you doing? Because now you thought you was done. Now you got to take it back to God. Take it back to God. It's a daily. It's like I said, you put the word on daily. You fighting against temptation daily. Regardless of spiritual warfare, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. People think, oh, you got to be going through it. That means that's all thing. No. Your vice could be anything. Yeah. Profanity, mess, drama, fighting, hot-headed, whoremongering. Anything could be your vice. That's something you have to work against daily not to do. Daily. You got to put on the whole armor of God. Daily. You got to be an active participant. Now, God's just not going to take something from you because you say, all right, God, listen.
Nope.
Take it from me.
Doesn't work like that.
Good.
You got to work at it. You got to show him that I'm working at it. I want it gone. And that's just like a race or anything. When you first start learning how to play basketball or track or tennis, or even on your job, you work hard at it. You know, you hear people say practice make perfect. Well, if you're doing it over and over and over, where's the masturbation? I ain't gonna I gotta take away, because see, that's a flesh desire, and you shouldn't be pleasing the flesh. You know, if you want that type of thing done to you, wait on your husband. You know, put your masturbation. I went back to there.
Oh, you lost me.
I know. What I'm saying is, you know, that's a fleshly thing, but yet you say I'm serving God.
Mm-hmm.
God don't need nothing flesh. God is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And then we got to realize the mind. My mind can tell me, young lady, okay, I need my whatever it is. What you call that thing?
What are you doing with your hands?
The masturbation to make her. She need her whatever it is, her ditto.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. First of all, everybody don't use it. Well, second of all, that's not the only thing.
Okay, well, even the thing or whatever she meant, but I'm just saying, It starts in the mind. Whatever it is, the eat, the chocolate, the sodas, the weight
Sleeping
that I keep
around.
saying I want to lose, Lord. have mercy.
Overeating.
Walking. So I started. You walk 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's, you got to make a start somewhere. So whatever it is that's hindering you or keep, you got to like practice. Okay, I don't need to do this. I can't do that. And like people love to say, fall down on your knees and pray to the Lord. What? Is God gonna hear you? Why should He hear you? Are you one of His?
Don't ask that question because everybody else is gonna be yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Word of God says God don't hear sin. If any man be a worshiper, him hear. So
Him
you got to
hear.
be worshiping God. Worshiping God.
So please stop saying wishing.
Mm-hmm. So the temptations that we have, like she said, don't have to be sex. It could be money.
I think that's a lot of people's temptation though. That's
What?
when you hear temptation,
Sex.
that's the first thing people say. Sex, masturbation, porn, addictions. They'll be their temptations.
But it could be food,
Mm-hmm. My
money,
600-pound life.
love of money, you know,
Gambling. Cheating.
liar.
Compulsive like.
Yeah. You know, a person that beats on a person, you know, abuser. It's going to be a lot of things. Yeah, that's one. But through it all, we have to learn. You first got to ask for help for that addiction or whatever it is. You know, you have some workaholics. The temptation, addiction, the same thing.
No. Temptation means you've been
Tempted, that's right.
Tempted to your
is an
addiction.
addict, right? Yeah. So you scale that down. My mind just gets going and going and going.
like she kept yelling slaughter. But so there was this video on TikTok. This lady, she said she kept asking God to relinquish her. Just because I just sent this to a friend, kept asking God to relinquish her of masturbating. Right? She was like, I'm gonna keep asking God for something, and I ain't putting no work in. So that's what the information was down in the bottom of the video, the words that she typed in there. Because the video starts with her, she got the camera set up, and then you see her going up under her bed. She pulled out this giant box, and it had boots on it. So I'm thinking this would be another boots on the ground video or something. And she goes, and the phone switches to another room. So she sits the big old box on top of the counter. She pulls out a garbage bag. Then all you see is this blurred screen come up. And you see her doing this. She going from the box to the thing. The box about that big. I think it could have held several pairs of boots. Full of toys. Full of sex toys. Full of it. I'm to my mouth on the floor. Okay? With the amount of stuff she had in that box. Scared me. And she was just throwing it. When she got done, how you know it was a lot? Because she had a big old 13-gallon black garbage bag. And when she spent it tight, it was like that much from the top of my hand. This is what the knot is in the bag to right here, much left. I said, oh my. Good. How much money were you spending on these toys? That's my first thing. Because that's a lot of, and I'm a shopper. That's a lot of money. Because them sex toys not cheap. Baby, what? That's a real addiction. Because that's a lot of money. Just like I told my cousin, I said, I'm not going to support your habit. Because you want me to give you money for weed. I told a friend that. You can't pay your bills, but you want some weed. No. Now that's addiction. But back to temptation. So, like she said, she asking God to relieve her of this, right? And
she made the first step, huh?
And that's the first step. So we finna go through a counseling session. Your first step, admittance. Admit that you have a problem. God, I struggle with flirting. I'm a little promiscuous. I need you to fix it. Number 2, in her case, her second step was throwing them toys away. Well, no, first one is admittance. Her second step was saying, God, I need you to relieve me of this. God, I struggle, relieve me. Third step, her third step, throwing them toys away. My third step, I don't allow men to text me after a certain time. I'm sorry. I'm not finna respond. If I've told you I'm not interested and you keep trying to pursue me, whenever it get dark, you ain't gonna hear from me. Phone call, text message, or whatever. You better not be on the side of the road, because I shouldn't be the one you calling, because I'm not gonna answer. I'm sorry. If I'm not interested in that phone call at that time, we can keep doing it.
Call her if you're on the side of the road.
Because I don't know what you're calling for.
But the Spirit will say, you might need answers.
Yeah, it will.
So let's...
Still don't call me.
Okay. You heard.
Please don't call me. No, but okay. So now, once you have relinquished yourself upset, that's you setting your boundaries. Okay, set your boundaries. Then set as your plan. What is your plan? God, listen. Let's go to God again. This is a daily battle that I got to keep going with. Praying about it every day. Staying away from it every day. Removing yourself from places that tempt you to get back into that involvement, right? So
that means a conversation between you and your girlfriend. You can't have that conversation anymore.
You're not strong enough to have that conversation.
Don't
You keep that to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like young man told me, at certain TV shows, he don't watch certain music he don't listen to because it get him in a mind space and he want to get some. I feel it. I understand where you coming from. Some stuff you got to stay away from. If you cannot handle it, don't put yourself in it. Like many girls say, I don't be on his page because he listens to all this type of music. He's saying third. And I'm trying to be God. That's fine. That don't faze me. That's not my vice. That's yours, right? I've overcome listening to secular music. No, never mind. Because somewhere along the line, if you're continuing to take it to God, you're continuing to work on it, to walk away from it, God's gonna grow that in you. He's gonna grow Himself in you, and the more He grows in you, the more that bad stuff coming out. Because somewhere along the line, you're gonna have to overcome it. You only gonna overcome if you keep doing the work. Because if I say my vices is rap music or whatever the case is, you can't. If you pull up to the Walmart, somebody black, what you gonna do? Go turn their music off? Because you want to go to a family function, they playing music, you don't listen to. Y'all thing you can do is leave or don't come. You can't expect people to meet you. Well, you can't tell nobody. Well, I just think you should only be playing gospel music because I'm trying to walk away. That's your problem, not theirs. You cannot make people conform to you.
You got to hear it and don't hear it.
That's just like somebody who was alcoholic. They go to AA meetings. They're not drinking. Now, me, if I know you have a problem with alcohol and I like to drink and I don't have a problem with it, but I'm not going to put you in a situation where I'm going to bring it around you. Vice versa, if I'm the one with alcohol, you don't have to stop drinking your liquor because I don't know how to handle mine. I'm going to leave mine alone. And if I feel like it's too much for me to take, I'm going to leave altogether. That's just what that is. Like with me with cursing. I don't curse. And I let everybody know that. So if you do curse, limit your cursing around me. I mean, you ain't got to stop it completely. That's your mouth. Your business, your problem. However, if I feel like it's excessive, I'm going to stop talking to you. You ain't even got to worry about it. You ain't going to hear from me. I can't tell you how to do, but I set my boundaries. Things I will allow and won't allow. Things I'm trying to get myself away from.
We ought to respect
others.
And if I know you have a weakness with something, and why would I intentionally do it? Mm-hmm. Or if you don't desire that, So if I respect you enough, well, there's something I'm not going to do or invite you to for you to try to get you engaged in it. I was at a church one Sunday, and the minister said, just like when you go into the restaurants, these restaurants be playing their music. And he said that you have to talk to it. He said, just like if you hear the Michael Jackson song, come on, leg, don't you move. That was funny to me because if you don't go and you don't hear that music, and then you're in one of them restaurants, before you know it, that leg going,
Boom, 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 boom. In church today.
What happened?
What song? You told Daddy to kill something for Grandma to sing.
I told him to do Jesus Live and Well.
And Daddy, he started playing like the beat, and my voice was hoarse, so y'all didn't hear me. Because it came out every time he played that beat. All I hear is Michael Jackson. I started going, do 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 do. I said, boop, boop. Yeah, but y'all didn't hear it because my voice is hoarse. So it didn't come out, and I was just like, oh my. I had to pull the mic back. I was just like, you're in church singing Michael Jackson. But it's just every time he plays that beat, some trigger, we would be in choir rehearsal, some triggers in my head go, boom, 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 boom. And Mom be like, James. And she do it every time.
The beats are what they are. I remember so I don't know where everything originated from, but I remember, I think I watched Ray Charles. And the young lady was telling him, God gonna get you. Because she said he took the gospel and over there to there. So, and people argue. So now we can't say it's a R&B beat or a gospel, where did it originate from? You understand where I'm coming from?
That's where they say gospel came from.
Yeah, but still, because the people was singing about their troubles, and but so who are we to say was what? So,
Yeah.
but the Lord said, make a joyful noise
Unto the Lord.
and He said, with spiritual hymns and songs. That means godly songs, not stuff talking under somebody's dress. What they got to do with the Lord?
I remember growing up when Daddy rapped that verse. He said, "What makes a song spiritual?" It was my dead verse. He was like, "What makes a song spiritual?" And my answer, because I believe I know everything, I definitely get that from my mom and my daddy. And my answer was the words. He was like, "No." Took me, because who you talking to? I said, and hit me go, "Yes, it is, Daddy," because this say, "Take me to the King," right? But and also, you got rappers now singing. It's called rap gospel or something like that, hip hop gospel, whatever it is. You got rappers rapping the word, and I'm just like, and I was like, yeah, because R&B is rap, but now you got rappers on gospel songs. Supposedly, Kirk Franklin done featured, I don't know how many people. And my daddy, as we continue, well, I'm just saying Kirk, everybody knows Kirk Franklin. But like, as we continued on to go through the verse, and Dad was breaking the verse down, he said, the words in the song is not what makes it spiritual, right? It's the person who's singing it. Meaning, if you are of God. Right? So now, that don't mean if I sing Piano by Meg Thee Stallion, I'm making that song spiritual, because ain't nothing about that song. You don't know it. You don't need to know it. Ain't nothing about that song got nothing to do with God. But if you're in the Word and you're singing "Take Me to the King," because I say Tamla Man, I'm tell you something, baby. Tamla Man can get down. Do you hear me? Tamla Man is unmatched. I got a list of what's her name? Adams. Yolanda Adams. Tamla Man. I got at least 6 artists, gospel artists I love to death, right? They can bust down with singing. But at least one of them, I think a post came up few months back on that one, she's been arrested again for drunk driving.
Okay.
And I'm just like,
so are you of the Spirit now?
Come on, man.
I remember watching Tamla Man somewhere. I don't know, was it at the Birmingham thing or what she was performing it. And she said, y'all don't like this dude or something that, because she was singing from her heart. That
gospel. That and good
so,
old gospel.
We have to realize,
but we want the streets.
The Spirit, when the Spirit of the Lord is flowing through us, and it's not just doing anything or saying anything. Today I want to live for the Lord, but tomorrow I want to be a whoremonger. Or
in church on Sunday, in the streets on Monday.
That ain't being what God requires of us. He requires of us to live holy, to give Him. If we give God all of us, we would be like Him. And so, with doing that, your daily walk, He can take away all of your temptations, all your evil thoughts, whatever it is, the Lord can take it away. But we got to trust Him. We got to be in Him. We got to take Him at His word and do exactly what He says. We just lead not to our own understanding. We got to trust Him. Even with the folks got
completely.
My whole heart.
Just like we talked about 2 episodes ago. Abraham with Isaac. And Isaac trusted his father completely. Abraham trusted God completely.
That's how we are.
Blindless trust. The only person you should have blindless trust in is God. Nobody else. Nobody else. That's the only way you're going to get through. That's the only way you're going to get over any type of addiction. Get through, pass, and overcome any type of temptation. Not give in to peer pressure. All of the sort. The more time you spend in your word, listening, understanding, and applying, the stronger you become in your faith. The stronger you become in your faith, the more perfected you become. The more perfected you become, the less sin is in you. And the ultimate goal is to be spiritually perfected. Because like you said, God don't want nothing natural, nothing with this earth, because they're right here going back to the dirt.
It's going back.
As pretty as we are, as good as we look, it's going to the dirt.
It's going back.
Like everybody else.
It's going back.
But this soul right here, He ain't touch no dirt. It's either going to heaven or hell. And that's all according to my works, her works,
good or bad.
what we have done.
You must stand before judgment seat
The judgment
to
seat.
be judged, to get our just reward. So with that, when you think about something very, very simple, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When God destroyed the earth with water, 8 souls, 8 people were saved in Noah's Ark. All the people, think about that.
Decimated the entire earth
Think about that.
to only save 8.
So now, how can we continue to think, hey, I'm going to do this, and I can go to heaven? No, you can't. You better be careful. You better seek God, and you better listen and pay attention. And wherever you are at, listen to the word. Read along and see. Let me see my salvation. Is this what God telling me to do? Let's do it, y'all. Temptation. Temptation, you can be, the world could be a temptation for you. You on the right side, I'm going, I'm walking with you, Lord. But over here, I got my daughter or my best friend or whoever. Come on. Let's go to the club. It's all right. And we can go to church Sunday.
God ain't gonna punish you for one night. How you know you gonna live to see through that night?
You've had people heard that about having sex. Boom, bam, they pray.
I used to always think. I remember I told me and Sister Greta was talking about this, and I had told her. Remember I told you, she asked me, what made your mind so? Like, I used to always think that if I had, because my conscience is trash. Like, my conscience eat me up if I do something I gotta be. I used to always think the moment, like if I had sex without being married, the moment I had sex, I was gonna drop dead and go straight to hell. Like, I was terrified of doing wrong.
Glad I ain't like that. If I had her, I wouldn't have had her out of wedlock. But hey,
Best thing that ever happened to her.
She says.
Best Mother's Day's gift ever.
Go ahead, girl.
Every year, faithfully. Yeah. I just used to always think that. She asked me, she was like, what made your man like that? Baby, I am the literal definition of the fear of God, okay? Literal. It's some stuff I used to think. I remember asking my mama this when she was doing my hair. I used to think kissing led to babies. I was like, oh, if you kiss, you gonna get pregnant.
Oh, your brother said that, remember too?
Yeah.
Look how many babies he got.
Well, I mean, it's not a lie. Kissing do lead to babies.
What he said was that kissing was a sin. So James and I started.
Well, he did a whole lot of kissing.
I'm saying, well, I'm gonna see how long that gonna last.
Because kissing is not a sin.
No, it's not.
Having sex out of wedlock is in fact
it's
a
the
sin.
act that you do after the kiss.
Now the baby is not the sin, but that you did, that's your sin.
Created.
Yeah. Don't put that on that baby. That's you, dog. That's you. But I did used to think. I didn't think kissing was a sin. I thought kissing led to babies.
It does.
And if you think about it, it do. However, I got my first kissing Head Start. Boy kissed me on my jaw. The first time I ever kissed a guy on the mouth was in kindergarten, but he kissed me. I didn't kiss him. We was on playground, and I just looked at him. It went back swinging. I still thought kissing led to babies.
My first kiss was in the. I think I was in the 3rd grade and my boyfriend kissed me on my jaw. You know,
I told y'all, I'm the better looking one. I'm just playing. No.
Hey, somebody could have kissed me in kindergarten, but I sure don't remember.
Well, you up in age.
So if you remember kissing me in kindergarten, put it in the comments.
No, you don't. My daddy will find you.
Girl, please.
Girl, please. Whatever. Nothing. That man is crazy.
Whatever.
Okay. Don't do it. Whoever, John, Mark, Matthew, don't do it.
Come on. Why? Because James will come after me. And Luke.
Oh, you know, I was going to say Rick too, but I don't think that's the name in the Bible.
No.
Bartholomew. No, you remember we on our first season. See if he run out. Bartholomew. Don't be in my comments because my daddy will find you. He drives trucks.
I don't remember Bartholomew.
Oh, well. Don't nobody name their child Bartholomew either. That's a no.
How you figure? Get back. Get down, Reese's.
So anyway, yeah, to get over temptation, you got to do the work. Whatever you're being tempted by. If it's you trying to abstain from sex, stay away from them girls.
Stay away from the boys.
Oh yeah, girls, stay away from them boys. If you know you can't have a conversation late night without it taking a left turn, cut that conversation off at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
What time it get dark? Whatever time it get dark.
You said late night, so late night is anything after 10 when you're laying in the bed.
I don't know. People like the moment the sun go down, they get to it. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Freaks come
Cut the conversation out. Or it don't even have to be no certain time. If you know the conversation taking a turn and you're trying to stay away from it, change the conversation or just say, all right, I'll talk to you later on. Get yourself away from it. If you know alcohol is temptation, you don't put yourself in a situation where alcohol is going to be there. And if it is, remove yourself. Right?
Right.
Excuse me. If you know you battling with I was about to say sinful thoughts. Clear your mind.
Okay.
You battling with evil thoughts, lustful thoughts, simple, whatever it is, remove it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the music you're listening to. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you.
Your dad told you that.
I'm telling you. My daddy told me, I was in junior high, he told me you to stop listening to all that music because what you hear, that's pointing to. I'm like, no, it's not. I used to tell her all the time. I made a post on Facebook, was it last year before last? I said, my dad used to always tell me stop listening to all this music because it's what you be about. And I used to always say, no, it's not. I'm not out here having sex. I don't curse. I'm not out here in these streets. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not doing none of this stuff. Right? However, you know what? I may not have been doing none of those things that the music talked about, this, that, and the third. But you know, what I realized that type of music was doing to me, it was affecting my attitude. I can go there real quick. Real quick. I noticed when I would be driving my car, both of my best friends got road rage, by the way. I noticed when I be driving my car, if I'm driving listening to gospel music, you can cut me off. I'm going to look at you, I'm going to roll my eyes, I'm going to keep going on my business. You don't faze me because I'm in my word. I am reading. I'm singing at the top of my lungs, whether I'm on key or off key. I'm scriptures flowing through my head, all the things. You think scriptures flowing through my head when I'm listening to R&B?
No.
Baby, no. I'm trying to look good for somebody's man. Somebody's son. Not somebody's man. Somebody's son. Do you think somebody trying, I'm listening to some trap music, somebody cut me off, I'm finna shoot you down because in my mind, I'm a thug. In real life, I'm not about that life. I don't want to go to jail. I would not
but
make
that's what the music would do to
it.
you.
Messes with your head. Like, become a hot head easily. So you got, whatever your vice is, you got to get rid of it. Whatever it is. Now, if you got a shopping problem like me, you can't not have money. Well, you can.
But I tell you this. When you get ready that you feel something you just must buy, send it to Rita Styles. And I'll save it in a jar for you. And we'll see how much you have. And out there that you have saved, I want 10% of it.
It's your fee?
Yeah, because I help you. And
I did that for somebody.
To my church in your name.
I did that for somebody. It's a guy I was talking to. And so he is having a problem with saving money. So every time he got paid, he would send me money via Walmart to Walmart or Union or whatever the case was. And I would go and put it in my savings account for him. So that way when we went back to school, he had money in his pocket. Because I don't care how many times we talk about school the next semester. Broke. Busted. So that summer, he finally got a good job working at a plant. He was making good old money. And he was sending me like $100 every week. And then I told him, don't ask me for the money. You won't get it till we go back to school. And once I asked for the money, and I told him no, and he was just like, no, it's serious, like life or death. So I sent him $200 of his money. It was not no life or death. I ain't sent him no more money. So we got back, it was right before we had to be back for school. And he was just always going to the 10:30. So I got tired of it. I said, fine. I took the whole thing, got it, sent it to him. We go at school 2 weeks later, he ain't got a lick of dime. He don't have anything. Done worked all summer. You have nothing. Nothing. Because you let your folks do it. And you did whatever. Actually, if I cared, no. But that's your business. I had my money. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you feel like, if you got the urge to buy something, whatever that is, and that's a good way too. Because that's what I was going to say. Do not replace one problem with a next. Don't replace one of these with a next, right? So case in point, I keep talking about sex because that's what everybody's thing is when it comes to temptation. So if you're saying you got a problem, you're a sex addict, you can't not have sex. So then you stop having sex, but you replace that with masturbating. that's not healthy. That replacing one
Temptation.
addiction with another is not helping you. You got, if you want to replace it with something positive, right? So, case in point, the saving money. I got a problem with shopping, and a good way to not shop is to not spend that money. But how I'm gonna do that? Okay, cool. Let's say I see these pair of shoes. They cost $120. I can either go buy that $120, or I can take that $120 and put it in my savings account, and now I have increased my savings and avoided my problem for that day. The next day, something else on TikTok pop up. It's some type of yard decoration, and I'm just like, ooh, and it's affordable. It's like $300, and I got $300 to spare. So as opposed to me buying it, I go put that in my savings. The next day, some perfume, whatever it is, as opposed to you buy, if you have those, if you got that money to just spare like that, just go buy something every time you see it. So that's what that shopping house is. Every time you see something, you got to get it. Take that money and go put it up. And then before you know it, you not only walked away from a bad habit. After 90 days, depending on how good you are,
That's a lot of money you done saved up.
Because shoes are expensive.
Everything expensive.
But most people with shopping problems.
A sneaker bar is $2 and some change, and it's this big.
No.
It was.
It's $1 and something for that big when it used to be 65 cents. Then it was
I
85
thought it
cents.
was $2.
No, the king size is $2.95.
Okay. Well, anyway, no, I just refuse to do
I know
it.
the price without buying them. Judge your mama, don't
we
judge
ain't
me.
buying them.
She just bought a sneaker the other day. We was in Walmart.
Yeah, but it was on sale.
It was a roll bag. They rolled to make 10 cents.
Oh, well.
10 cents!
Okay,
And it was the small one.
Mm-hmm.
For $1. She still paying $1.25 for it.
Too much money.
So they rolled the bag 40 cents because it was $1.65.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No, man.
Yeah, it was $1.85. I know because y'all,
Okay.
I'm telling y'all, I be couponing even on the candy.
Okay.
So, what have we learned?
Temptation. You
It's
can't
not-
fight it by yourself.
You can't do nothing by yourself. It's best you realize that. But thank you guys for tuning in for another lovely episode of Matt's Glory, where we keep it real biblical. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have an amazing week.